Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to another day of triathlon training. Thank you, you bunch of legends, for checking out these videos day in, day out. I do appreciate it. Kicking today's training off with, it is lunchtime, bit of a strength session. I haven't done this for a few days, if I'm honest, so I'm going to do a little core body workout. I know what you're thinking. I've seen you, Daniel, do amazing press-ups, plank, squats, very impressive. But when are we going to get to see the gun show? Well, bear with me. Busted out the 2 kilo weights, haven't I? Yeah, get ready. Watch this. Oh, I'm going to struggle pulling my jersey on tonight over these bad boys now. Chain gang tonight, so I'll show you that in a minute. But you're probably thinking, Daniel, how are you so shredded now? Well, you'd be right in thinking that. I have lost, after, what, a week or two of trying to eat more sensibly, exercising more, etc., 1 kilo. So yeah, a little way to go. I was 86.3 kilos this morning, but keep chipping away, and eventually I will hopefully stop getting dropped on club rides, but there you go. Yeah, short little circuit done. I think I took about 6 minutes in total. Good bang for buck. Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock. Unfortunately, I'm still working. Elizabeth has had an earlier finish today, so she's going out on the bike, aren't you, Liz? All the gear.
No idea.
You look very bright and visible anyway.
Good.
Do you like your new shades?
No, they're a bit big.
Why don't you like that? Let me know below, guys. What do you think? I think they're okay. You're not used to big sunglasses.
Big on my face.
But cyclists wear big sunglasses. They're the same as the ones I've got, but they're 10mm smaller. But I think they're only smaller that way, not that way, but whatever. Liz, how far are you going? Where are you going? What hills are you doing?
About 20 miles-ish. Yeah. Lots of hills, obviously, because it's hilly around here.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, don't worry about giving us your full undivided attention. I'm going to give you the GoPro so you can do a bit of vlog on the way around.
Oh, God.
Okay. So you'll see Liz in a minute.
Good evening. Since I've been sent out with the camera, I thought it's best that I get it out. I figured it was probably best to stop to do this as well. So I just thought I'd show you Ogston Reservoir. So that's where I am at the moment. It's beautiful. So I'm currently descending down here. I'm 9.6 miles in so far, and already I've done over 1,000 feet of climbing. So that just shows how hilly it is. So I'm glad it's only a short one this evening. I'm just conscious of time because it will soon be getting dark, so it's a race against time this evening, so better keep moving. So I'm in Breckenfield now, just on a road that is uphill, of course. It just goes up and up and round the corner and up a bit more. Beautiful evening though. Lovely views. Right, I'm back from a ride. Slightly further than planned, but I don't mind because I really enjoyed that. So that was a total of 25.7 miles with 2,371 feet of climbing. So it was pretty lumpy. Now we better go and see what pans DW is burning tonight.
No, I'm only using the oven. I've got a tray.
Whatever.
Right, now that's out of the way, let's get to the interesting part. The king is back. You know the drill by now. Friday night chain gang. We might struggle to do an actual chain if there's only 6 of us, or 4 or 5, however many. But cue the pain and I'll talk you through it afterwards. Okay, dressing gown Dan here. Let's have a look at tonight's ride. In the nicest possible way, this guy I'm following at the minute is an absolute monster. Nice guy, but his legs are insane. So as you can see, I'm doing like 370 watts just to sit on his wheel. So he is roughly not far off of double my age. I'm 28, so I should be absolutely roasting him anyway. Next clip, what's this? This is me getting dropped doing about 500 watts. The ride tonight was okay. I've got a lot of work to do. Any sort of incline I'm putting out, like here, I'm doing 500 watts. There's not much more I can give, and I'm getting dropped. It's just because I'm so heavy, man. 86.3 kilos this morning. Still some way to go. A good hard ride. What's this next clip? Oh, here we go. So we get a little bit of a chain going. So there was 6 of us to start, then we dropped down to 5. One of the lads unfortunately got dropped early on, and we'd already said before we started, if anybody gets dropped, they'll drop back to the second group, because we're allowed to ride in groups of 6, and there are only 5 in the group behind, so one person could drop back and ride in that group. So here, see Brent come past me, and I'm struggling to even hold the wheel in the recovering line. Thank you to Paul, who was coming round, struggling to get round, dropped in that gap in between, so that meant I didn't have to close it. That was quite good. and then the other lads obviously come around and start doing the chain. With only 5 of you in a group, there's no recovery. Like you're at what 20 seconds or so before you're on it again. So it's just hard. We took little breaks and stuff, and people were feeling it sat on. But I managed to keep going throughout the chain, but it was just getting harder and harder towards the end. I think I was pulling a bit too hard earlier on. That sort of shot myself in the foot for later on. But it's a training ride, isn't it? Right? You got to go hard to get those training effects. So yeah, so pulling across the front, then pulling across, and then easing up a little bit. He's just going past me now. Yeah, there goes Brent the monster. See, when he comes past, even though he's easing up, I've still got a metre or two to close to actually get on his wheel again to get that benefit of the draft. It's unreal. And then we come up to the climb. At the end of the chain gang loop is a little climb. It's probably about a 2-minute climb. Starts off shallow and steepens up. As you can see here, I'm struggling to break like 330 watts. I was absolutely done in, and I was last. I was dropped up this climb. Obviously the regroup at the top, thankfully, but just didn't have that kick. In the last few weeks I have had a bit of a kick, but just not tonight. I just didn't have it. And anything other than being in top-notch form is just dropped with these guys, because it's just not good enough. Even though some of them are riding winter bikes and I'm on a canyon climbing bike, there's just no excuse. It just we go 4,500 watts and I'm just nowhere. But there you go. And it's going to be an hour and a half, 300 watts for normalised power. Training stress score about 90 or 95, something like that. But I'm sure you'll agree that the second half of this video is better than the middle bit that Liz did. But it was so, I was saying to one of my clubmates earlier, it was so good seeing Liz go out on a bike today, because she's over there now looking at me. Guess what I'm trying to say? Looking like an actual cyclist. Like, you got a Castelli jacket on, you got funky shades on, nice helmet, bike, etc. It wasn't very long ago that Liz was a cycling dork that had trainers on, flat pedals and flappy clothes, and that's absolutely fine. But just to see her go through that transition is excellent. So yeah, long may that continue. We can't actually know, we're now going into tier 2 tomorrow morning, so we're not able to have cafe stops with the cycling groups. We're still lucky enough to be able to ride together, but we can't stop because we're in different households. However, Liz and I can go for a ride out to a cafe and have a cafe stop together, can't we, Liz?
Yep.
Let's do that. So anyway, as I said earlier, blah blah, subscribe, see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Laters.